Welcome to AltJake Takes On. And here's AltJake.
Hello again, everybody. We are back with AltJake Takes On. You're listening with AltJake and George here. How you doing today, my friend?
Doing good. How are you?
I am good. I am back from Las Vegas. I had a fun time up there. Saw a few little things for WWE up there, but not too much yet. But I feel like that's probably coming this fall when they really start to set themselves up for the takeover. But doing well. Hot as hell where I am. I'm sure it is where you are too. So hope everybody out there staying hydrated, doing their best with it. But yeah, no, is your humidity just out of control?
Yeah. I think what's Cornette always pay attention to?
The dew point. He's always paying attention to the dew point.
At like 74, which is
yeah. I know if there's a 7 in front of that number, it's bad. See, for us here, like our dew point doesn't matter here in Phoenix. It's just like how hot and how evil is the sun. And,
yeah, can you cook an egg on your car or not?
Oh yeah, no. The last 3 days you could. It's been 106, like 114 to 116. Tomorrow we get a break. It'll only be like 106. So, it's okay. Might as well go out and have a party. But
yeah.
No. Few little show notes here I wanted to cover. We want to send a big shout out to Marie Shadows. Thank her so much for coming on with us on Spaces this past week. It was an amazing conversation about MLW, New Japan, different wrestlers, cooking steaks, and everything in between. We had a really awesome conversation, and we're seeing a lot of positive reactions to that. And I'll get some chopping it up and getting some clips out as well with it. But the whole interview
that was one of the best ones we've done. I think
it really was. Yeah. It's one of those ones where you said a point like, oh, we're gonna be wrapping up here. I had thought maybe we'd gone 45 minutes at absolute most. I was like, wait, what? Oh, look at that. And that, you can't speak for much better than that. And I just also she's a wealth of knowledge, but she's got so much passion too, and she's just real. Like, it was authentic. You can tell, like, there wasn't anything that she had rehearsed or practiced. That was just who she was. That was awesome. It's really enjoyed
definitely
that.
Heartfelt. Yeah.
No, yeah. Like she said, why she started doing it, she did it as a passion project. And if anybody can respect and understand that, it's the two of us. That's 100% what we're doing. But I wanted to give her a big shout out.
She told us we never asked her how she started.
I figured that's what everybody asks. I really feel it asked her on the show.
But if you remember when we had her on, I asked her how she started.
Oh, that first time, yeah.
First time. I was gonna bring it up, but I'm like, yeah. And that's one of the things about what we do is I try not. Even some people are saying, "Oh, it was a great interview," and thank you. I'm trying to change to change it to, like, it's more of a conversation. We're conversing. It's not whether we're interviewing somebody. We're just having a conversation, and I try not to go to like the same basic questions of everybody. Like, I prepare one question ahead of time for everybody, and that's it.
I'll write down. So I rarely even do questions. I always have certain topics or certain things that if we can lead into them or broach, and 9 times out of 10, everything gets covered as we talk anyway, because it's just a conversation. And, I feel like we make people feel comfortable enough too. They can talk about whatever they want to, and it's great. So please, everybody, keep tuning in to Sunday Night Spaces. We'll generally be on at 8:05 p.m. Eastern with this month of July.
I was going to say,
everything's a little crazy.
As July rolls in, the guests are going to stop for a little bit. Maybe I'll have a surprise one during the month, one during this month, one during next month, just because it's summertime. And
there's so many shows going on too.
But nobody wants to sit down on a Sunday night.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah. But if anybody does want to come on, send us a DM, let us know. We're happy to discuss it for sure. But I know with this weekend, there's no shows on, but it's the 4th of July weekend. So obviously for the United States fans, there's a lot of people doing a lot of things this weekend. And then the next weekend's the massive weekend of, All In, Saturday Night's Main Event, Great American Bash, Evolution 2. The next weekend is the TNA Slammiversary. And then there's like a slight reprieve. And then the next weekend, SummerSlam. So we've got a lot going on. So stay tuned. We'll keep you posted on our Twitter and X of what we're doing and who we're going to have on, if we are, or what times we'll go live. Obviously, we'll maneuver some things around. We don't want to, we don't want to take up anybody's time when there's going to be live shows going on and other watch-alongs and things. But we got some cool things in the hopper as well. So it's a lot to look forward to for sure.
Definitely.
Perfect.
Definitely.
Awesome. So yeah, we at least wanted to cover those things there. And as always, like, share, subscribe. Yeah, we're hearing a few different things from people that we asked them to subscribe. They say, how much does it cost?
Yeah,
nothing.
That's a thing.
Yeah, I feel like this. I feel like the word subscribe kind of blocks you. So I'm trying to tell or kind of bothers people or hit some more. So hey, go follow us on YouTube. That's fine. Whatever you need to. It's free. We're not charging. Obviously, one day once we get to a point where we're allowed to do memberships and things, we'll talk about, discuss it with people, and see what we want. But we'll always have the main stuff be free. You know, it'll be the shows, the episodes we do each week, the classic match reviews, the Sunday night spaces. I always get them the full recording of it up within about 2 to 3 hours of it finishing. I try to get those posted. So, yeah, please subscribe, share it with your friends. If you got any friends you like to talk wrestling with, have them come across with us. We're happy.
Yeah, comment.
Yeah. I do my best. I take time every day or every other day to try to respond to every comment that's out there, good, bad, or indifferent. You know, if you got something that you like, that you enjoyed, let us know. We'll do more of it. If there was something that maybe you didn't like or didn't quite get, let us know. We can talk about it.
We'll do more of that too.
Hey, if it's getting interactions, I'm all for it. We just throw that audience. We're having a lot of fun doing this, and the more people that get involved, the more fun it will be, and the longer we can do this. So yeah, that's just our basic housekeeping and show notes. But
so we're gonna start with brunch of champions,
right? That's what I was just. It's funny. That's exactly where I was gonna start with what we've with the weekend that was for Night of Champions. Yeah, that really was brunch of champions. I kept calling it afternoon of champions, but with me here in Pacific time, it started like 10 a.m. for me, or 10 or 11 a.m. I actually didn't get to watch it live. That was the day I was coming home from Vegas, and yeah, I kept abreast of what was happening, but I came home and watched it that evening. But I mean, overall, it was a fun show. It's one of those things with these Saudi shows where, you know, what is it? Because there's, you know, people that they don't like to see the massive storylines happening over there. And it's kind of weird to watch them that early in the morning. Is it better to them just be like the regular PLEs and just part of the process as they are now? Or like before, when it was like the non-canon shows and you really didn't have to watch them. You know, it's a weird, you know, it's a weird big thing. What's the better plan? What's the better play? I really don't know. See, for me personally, I think here's the thing. If I'm gonna watch the shows anyway, I'd rather them matter, you know, because I really didn't like the Greatest Royal Rumble, and then, you know, what was the show that ended up having with Goldberg and Undertaker, that was the debacle, or was it Brothers of Destruction versus DX? Like, just I feel like these are better than those.
You have to please the customer.
That right there, you know. I was just gonna say, it's all about what Turk Al Sheik wants. I would feel like it's most important to him, and he's the one paying. Now, is it $50 million a year, or is it $50 million a show?
No, it's not a show.
That's what I thought. I thought it was $50 million per year.
If it is,
but I've heard some people say the way some people say it, they act like it's per show. I never thought it was. I always thought it was per year. But either way, like, they got to do it. And then, you know, it's kind of, I thought the way the show was done was done very well. It was done just like any other PLE. I thought it went fairly fast for having 6 matches on it. But the first match on the card was Cody versus Randy Orton, which I thought for me was really cool to see, because, you know, you grew up watching these two. Like, Randy Orton's one of the first guys that I remember like coming out and debuting and knowing like this guy is gonna be something and living up to that full potential. And then the Cody and Randy legacy stuff back from, you know, was it 2008, 9, 10? I thought that was the nice callbacks and good nostalgia. And you knew these two were going to put on a big match. I kind of thought this would be the main event, but once it wasn't, you knew there was going to be some shenanigans in the main event, which not surprising, but I really enjoyed this match. I thought this match, for me, it was probably match of the night. I really, really enjoyed this. I was surprised they opened with it, but once they did, I was happy. This was my favorite match, my highest rating of the night, my favorite part of the day. It was perfect. It was perfect. Yeah. No, this went really well with my pancakes. Yeah. No, I thought it was cool too to see like the spots where Randy almost was going to punt him and then didn't, and then went for it, and that cost him. And then with the turnbuckle, and then, you know, it was funny. It was one of those things where I tried to avoid what I could of the show because I couldn't watch live, but you're never gonna be able to avoid everything. And one of the main things that I saw was Cody teased a heel turn. I'm like, he did a couple of small, right? Exactly. I'm like, he did. It's back to with Cornette, where he talks about, you know, the babyface can do heelish things like as retaliation, you know, and that was what it was. Randy's the one who took off the turnbuckle and got hoisted by his own petard. So I thought it was great. No, I do think they did tease just to let you know that Cody isn't completely, you know, super pure, you know, which he shouldn't be. He's a modern day wrestler, but I still thought it went very well. I thought the spots were great, and I thought it ended the exact way it should have. Cody absolutely should have won. Makes the most sense. I'm I'm curious what'll happen at SummerSlam, because if he doesn't win, woof at that. I don't know.
Yeah, this was heading for a 3 for me for ratings. Yeah, a 3. I do not like Cody kicking out of the RKO twice. Not a fan. Not a fan of that.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah,
I didn't like that. I didn't like it.
Yeah,
I was like, the RKO has been one of the more protective finishes in WWE, and then he kicked out twice. So I wasn't. You know,
yeah, I get you, and it's one of those things where just man, the finishers just aren't what they used to be, and I wish they were.
It started and it's going now. We're seeing it every week. The finishes aren't protected anymore, dude.
Yeah, no, you're right. They really aren't.
It's too bad.
Yeah, it's just that it's the change in the modern style, and for guys like us, it's called a finisher for a reason. It's not his. Yeah, I think of the old video games where there were signature moves and finisher moves, and your signatures could hurt people, and sometimes you could get a win out of those, but usually you needed to hit the finish. And I mean, that's even like with Cody, where you sometimes has to do 3 crossroads. Like,
I kind of get that one, but I don't like the kicking out of the. I already stated the fact I don't like it, so we're good.
Yeah, no, and I feel like once would have been fine. You're right. You're absolutely right. Once was good. The second it's a bit much, and I mean we've seen it. Like, what was it, the Seth Punk match at the beginning of the year, where they at the first Raw, there was a lot of kickouts of it. And I mean, I got it, get in a blood feud too, to a point.
The second kick out he did was after the one that he came off the ropes and Orton caught him in midair. So I didn't really like that one even more.
Yeah,
that was the second RKO kick out. That was a good one too.
Yeah, no,
nice RKO. I like that one.
I agree with you. I really do. Now, I did give this match a 3, but I am an admitted Cody homer. I really am. And Randy,
I went 2.5. That's all. 2.5.
Yeah, no, that's But even for both of us, it definitely was match of the night for me, for sure. What a hell of a way to start the show. The next match on the card, which was also very good, at least fun, entertaining, was Rhea versus Raquel. What is this, like big meaty mommies slapping mommy meat or something? Like, this is cool to see more of, like, you know,
everybody wearing their bondage uniforms.
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be part of it. That's what you got to do over there. You would hope.
But what they've done in a weird sort of way, Jake, what they've done is they've made it more dirty, more sexy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. They've, especially with Liv. Liv was always doing her like Britney Spears looks or her other different ones. I thought Tiffany Stratton did the same kind of thing at on the SmackDown before there. It's like, all right, what's the exact rules? Hey, you just have to not show the skin. Okay. I don't really. I mean, again, it's I avoid politics and religion for a reason. Like, they are doing they are what they are. I thought that they definitely have done the best they can for it with the WWE ladies, for sure. I enjoyed this match. It wasn't anything super special. Thought exactly it was what it was, and needed to kick Rhea up to kind of reheat her up so she can get a title challenge, which, we saw coming up this week on Raw as well. So it makes a lot of sense of why this happened to have Rhea win.
I thought they were going to do something with Raquel in here. I really did. I would have liked to have seen her win, because it doesn't affect Rhea in the least bit.
Oh, nothing. Right.
Yeah, she's bulletproof. There's two matches on this card where I was thinking the other guys or the other women and I got screwed. So
no, I just kind of figured this was going to be a way to reheat Rhea up so that whether it was going to be challenging EO at Evolution or even at SummerSlam, because I was pretty sure Jade Cargill was going to win her match and challenge Tiffany at SummerSlam. But I mean, I thought the spots that they did in this match were cool. It was a fun street fight, but nothing super special, but nothing bad. I didn't think there was anything egregious with the match. I just thought it was fun and fine. I thought it was funny, when Roxanne came out and Rhea just kind of batted her away.
Wearing the same exact outfit.
Right. Yeah. It was like she spawned off of her shoulder. Yeah. No, but I enjoyed the match. I also thought of like the spot where it was too, after the men's King of the Ring finals. There was always going to be a tough spot to be in this after that match.
No, they did a nice job. I gave it a 2. It was cool.
That was exactly what I have. Like a 2 is exactly what I have on it. Nothing. Which again, everyone remember, we are not on the Dave Meltzer crazy Infinite Star scale. 4 isn't a great amazing match. 3 is incredibly good. Like 2 is still a very good match. It's that's how it works. It's not. We're not saying these things are bad. The next match on the card. The next one was the. Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross.
Yeah, case in point where I figured the other guy was going to win.
Yeah, I did too. This one I was a little bit surprised on just for the story, but we'll see. I'm wondering if it's gonna go be like one of those things where like Karrion, he let Sami win and part of what how he's trying to change him or whatever. Because I still think this will lead to a Sami Zayn heel turn, but we'll see. I'm not sure.
They have Kross where everybody wants him to be. They're just waiting.
Right.
I figured for sure he'd win this and then take off. They got to get it quick. And light him up. I mean, come on, let's go. I'm impatient with this. I am, because he's doing everything possible. Social media wise, everything, got the good looking wife. Everything's going for him. Let's just get him going.
But get him going where though? Like I feel like it's a slow burn. He's doing his things. He's not losing anything.
These fans are ready to go. You know what I mean? You can't slow burn them. They've slow burned them enough. Just get them to go somewhere.
Where though? That's what I'm asking. Where do they go with it? Like that's
who's got the belt? Oh Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to put. He's a bigger guy. Like it's hard to put it somewhere. Like I agree with you that the fans are ready for it, but I don't know where the hell you put it. Like people have been saying it for a while. Heat him up, send him. Where? Like you can't put him in either major title.
At least got to give him a win. Okay, I'll go with this. At least get him on a winning streak of some kind.
That I can give you.
And then we can start moving. And you're gonna go up. You'll go up naturally. Once you start winning, you'll start winning and getting better opponents. So I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Or I mean, of the way with it where he's playing the puppet master and turning people and kind of being that's where that's where I was surprised in this too of it. Like get him a win, get Sami a little bit darker with it from it, but we'll see where they come with it. I mean, the match itself was fine. It was a solid 2 for me. Nothing special, nothing bad, but I was definitely surprised by the finish, especially because I didn't, if Sami was going to win, like have somebody else cost Kross, but who would have? So I don't.
Yeah, it came on. The finish came up quick too. Like,
it really did. I was
like, all right,
exactly. Oh, hey, all right, there. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I gave it a 2 as well.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Now, one of the more matches that I thought was a lot of fun was Fatu versus Solo. This one was your classic Samoa versus Samoan family match, but I really enjoyed it. Obviously, there was some shenanigans with it, but I mean, Fatu's just so good at everything he does. Like that guy he's an otherworldly talent. Like it's crazy how good he is. Now, I'm not sure what happens with him now moving forward and what he's going to do. Is he going to get in the world title scene soon? Because again, pretty crowded up in those, but yeah. I love this match. I really did. I thought a lot of the, extra stuff where you've had Hikuleo debuting, Tongaloa returning. Like I enjoyed all of that stuff. I really thought that was good. I always thought it was cool that that Hikuleo, that I feel like didn't Tongaloa debut at in Saudi last year or the year, but last year. So kind of kept the same energy going there. But I'm glad that Hikuleo's arrived and is wrestling now, so that people can stop try to go, oh, Nick Khan said they don't sign people to bench people. Yeah, look at the shape that he got in.
Yeah,
he got himself in amazing shape. He probably, I'm just assuming because he's a professional wrestler that he had some sort of niggling injury. So he probably just, took a little time, set his body right, and look at him now. Now he's going to just be the main enforcer. And I think
was this any kind of special step match or just a regular?
I don't think so. No, I think it was just for the United States title. I don't remember anything. Nope. No, because I've got the WWE page up on here, and they have the Rhea and Raquel labeled as a street fight. This just says U.S. Championship match, which makes sense.
So why was there allowed outside interference again?
Because the ref was knocked out.
Okay, we're heading to a point here. Okay, I'm gonna do this now. Then I've made fun of AEW in the past for treating their refs like they're stupid, and WWE is slowly getting there. They're making their refs look bad, like they're like later on in the Cena match. It happens here. It happens
on this. The Cena match, he took the Cena shoulder block though. That didn't
and he was out for what, 15 minutes? Holy!
It's the Cena shoulder block. That's one of the 5 moves of doom. That one I got. I don't remember why the ref got knocked out in this one, but
I'm not a fan of the referees being treated like that's me. That's me.
Here's the thing: if you're hit and knocked out and you're treated as a weakling, that's one thing. If you're looking stupid, where you're like, the reason the AEW ones is because they'll just stand outside of the ring yelling at the person on the outside, and the ring's shaking because they're jumping up and down and bobbling. But
a ref bump, when you have a ref bump, okay, this is me. If I'm wrong, whatever. When you have a ref bump, the ref gets hit, he's out. Should be no more than 5 minutes, and then
depends on
like Cornette says. During that time when the ref's knocked out, there's urgency. Get everything out. You got to get out because the ref's not there. So now you have a chance. Get it out of the way. Get down, beat his ass, do all sorts of dirty stuff you can do. Referee's not there. Good. 5 minutes goes past. That should be it. There should be another ref coming in from the back, or this guy should be up at that point. That's me.
Well, and Charles Robinson did try to come out, and we'll get into that part of it.
After how long? That's my point.
I understand what you're saying. I didn't have a timer on it. It
was 10 minutes.
It doesn't bother. It doesn't. It
bothers me a lot. It bothers me more than 5 minutes. It's ridiculous.
The referees are supposed to be like, if you took a John Cena shoulder tackle,
I wouldn't be out for 10 minutes.
I don't think I disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree.
That's fine. I'm just saying, once it gets past a certain point, people, when I'm watching it, I was like, and then when the ref come back, he popped up like nothing fucking happened. He just jumped up and made the 3 count. That's a different match altogether, but he just pops up. It's not believable to me. That's my point. And if you don't agree with it, it's fine. I don't care. I do not feel that you should be out for 10 minutes. I don't.
It depends on the move you're taking.
Then there should be another guy. There should be okay. My point was, after 5 minutes, if you take this move of death that you just said, like I took a Shawn Michaels kick.
Yeah,
I'm going to be out.
I didn't say anything.
Okay, hang on.
They're always going to be out. The refs coming.
Hang on. I'm going to be out for a while. Okay, that I get. After that certain time, there should be another ref coming. Not after 10 minutes, but after 5.
There should be another ref coming out the moment a ref takes a bump, in my opinion. Not the moment, but they should be like trying to shuffle it out, and then then they should be running out. And
now you made my point for me.
I'm not against you on your point. I'm just saying, like, the shoulder bump didn't bother me. I don't remember how the ref got knocked out in this one because I was watching. I had to watch 6.5 hours at once.
I'm complaining about the time. You said it. You even said it, which is perfect. If the ref gets bumped, you should be in the back shuffling to get a new guy out there.
Absolutely.
But they don't, but that's not happening. That's my only thing. And you agree with that. So that's
100%.
Yeah.
100%. No, I don't, because I feel like
you were just trying to make me think that I thought it was the bad idea that he took the bump. That's not the point. The point is the time frame. Yeah, I get it.
And what could work, like in this situation, in this match, where if you do have another ref coming out and you've got other people there and about it, you could have things happen because until the ref gets into the ring, he's not in charge or whatever, so they can still make things happen. That's fine. The problem is, if you're just sitting there and there's nothing going on, and Charles Robinson comes out because of Seth, as opposed to where there's nothing going on. Yeah, it's definitely a crutch that they're using with it. The difference for me is like with the AEW comparison is
I know that.
No one's actually bumping like you just got what's his name, the bald guy, Knox, just reaching over the ropes, pointing at Don Callis, and the ring shaking behind him. That's where I'm like, oh Jesus. But so that's less on making the rest look bad. It's really just making I don't even want to say the promotion, but like the rules and the like whoever's the general manager's in charge, they should be sending people down there. But that goes back to like, why do certain fights get broken up in 2 seconds? Yeah, other ones are allowed to go forever. The only time I'm okay with the fights going on like that is when it's Heyman's group, because I feel like Heyman has some sort of power somewhere, and that works for me. But other times you're just like, come on, where's that coming out? But overall for this match, I thought it worked. I mean, I knew Solo was going to win because of the group, because if Solo lost here, where was his career going?
I know. Like, he's gotten real good. He's shown some real improvement, dude. Real improvements. I've noticed it big time.
Yeah, no, I always liked him, and I always knew he had that in him, and he was great because I thought he was funny and good when he was just the silent enforcer with the, in the Bloodline at the beginning, with stuff that he did with Sami Zayn was great. But I just think that I feel like he's like the king of the Midgard. Like, I don't feel like you want to move him into the main event scene. I feel like that's what was kind of what hurt him, was that he was in that a little bit too big for his britches.
Too big of a spot too soon.
Yeah, I always look at him as like, it's like a mob movie where like the Don gets arrested.
No such thing as the mob. No such thing.
I said mob movie. Okay, where like, and the Don gets arrested and is in jail, and like the muscle takes over and it just runs the group wrong. That's kind of where Solo is. He just needs to be, he's a little bit lower off. He needs to be like an underboss. He's not,
Yeah. I like what he's doing. He's good. Really. He's become much better on the mic too. Like he's finally relaxed.
It's confidence. Like when fans were giving him crap and he get the four letters, one word, stop. That popped me. That was good. I thought that was good.
He's come a long way.
No. I'm very interested in what happens on Friday with this group. First off, what's Hikuleo's name going to be? Because we know now that it's been established. If they don't say his name, if they don't say somebody's name when they first arrive, it's getting changed.
I hope it's not the Tonga that they.
I think it is. I mean, unless there's somebody else debuting, which there could be. But I think you're right. It's going to be impossible not to just call him Taller Tonga.
Yeah, no, exactly. He's 6'8".
He is. He's even like standing with his legs spread apart in this one. He's still massively taller than everybody in that one. But I mean, I like the match.
What do you think happens to Jacob now? What do you think?
I'm wondering, does he either get some other Samoans to group with him, or does he just run through this crew to get to Solo and get the title back?
Because they gotta have a rematch.
Oh yeah, they gotta have a rematch. But I feel like Solo's gonna make him run through the rest of them first.
Run through Cobb first, and then
Tonga, I would say Tongaloa first.
Save Hikuleo for last.
Yeah, Hikuleo, and then Solo. But I think maybe like Jacob and Jimmy can team up a bit and take on some of the group too. I'm not sure. Friday is going to be very interesting for this part of it, for me at least. I think that's probably the most interesting storyline they've got going into Friday for me.
It's already happened, so don't pay attention to what you read.
Oh shit! I keep forgetting about that. That's why you're right. That's why Raw aired early yesterday. Good point. I'm gonna turn off my Twitter notifications.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, no, you're better off. Yeah, no, because that's the last thing I want is spoilers. Like whatever happens, good, bad, or indifferent. The last thing you want is people spoiling it for you.
Can I say something real quick?
I would say something as often as you would like, my friend.
I've kind of stayed off Twitter for a while, just because.
Yeah,
I'm old enough where I don't like any of the stuff that goes on there, really. Everything gets spoiled. Everything is gossip. Okay. Everything is gossip. Nobody knows Jack Dilly squat about anything. It's like a bunch of old ladies gossiping over tea.
It's a bridge club.
Yeah. Perfect. And I don't know who to, I don't know where to go if I want information. So I don't bother going anywhere because I just don't trust anybody. I don't.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. I can't 100% go, okay, I'm going to go here. And it's never true. And then I go here, and that might be true sometime, but not true the next time. And then it's just, and if you actually dip into it a little more, they spoil shit all the time. I'm an old school fan, dude. I like surprises. I love surprises.
That's been the best part of the Triple H era. Like, they've been able to keep things from us, so we didn't know these things were happening, and they've been awesome.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Right? No, I agree with you. No, and that's why, honestly, like, I gave up. Like, whether there's information I want or not, I just don't work. Because you're right. Like, 9 times out of 10, it's either crap or, completely either misinformation or guessing. Like, well, he got it right. Well, it was clearly a guess, or the old Dave move where he covers his bets. Well, this and this and this, but plans could change. And then that, it's like,
I've never seen it like this, where it's like just the whole mess.
Well, it's the problem, and you see it not only with wrestling journalism, but just a lot of the
it's
journalism in the world.
It's everywhere.
Everybody wants to be first. Nobody wants to be right, and that's the problem. It used to be there was integrity in it, where you wanted to be right, and make sure the story was true and valid, and your sources. And that was where, that was where some people, when Punk came back, they're like, oh, well, I'd heard that could happen, but I had to get it double confirmed. No, you didn't. If you'd have half heard that from somebody, you would have ran with it, because that's what they do. And that's why I try to we are content creators in this world, but I don't like to consider us in that internet, in the wrestling media.
No, I don't consider myself.
We're here for fun. We're having conversations. We're here to talk. We'll agree on things. We won't agree on things. We'll have fun about it, but it's not that serious. It's sad with where they've done with it. They really,
I'll give credit where you wouldn't think I would. I'll give credit to Sean Ross Sapp. He at least checks shit out. He'll get a story and actually try to figure it out, which I appreciate. At least he has some journalistic integrity.
Yeah.
Whether you think about him personally or not, I don't care. He's doing a good job.
Oh, yeah. I never have a problem with his reporting and with what he does there. My problem is just the way that he treats people and acts about stuff. And that's
I'm not worried about
that's why I don't. And I don't, that's why I don't follow or support his. But I've been blocked by him for 4 years now, I think. So he doesn't like me, but that's fine. It's just that, if Dave was reporting correctly, obviously we know he's not, but if he was, but still doing this whole Twitter act that he does, that from what we've heard is kind of like a gimmick, essentially, of him just being completely rude and, name calling to people and stuff, at least if he was still being right about his reporting, you could give credit there, and I would, but he's not.
If Dave came out and said, let's say Jade Cargill's hurt, he comes out and says, Jade Cargill got hurt. I checked with the medical doctors. I checked with WWE, and they confirm that she's hurt. Boom. He checked with 2 sources, but he doesn't do that.
No.
And he can do it quite easily. He's a name in the business, whether you like him or not. He's a name in the business. He's got everybody's phone number. Everyone knows how to reach him. He can call or text anybody and get answers. He refuses to do so, which is why I don't care.
Yeah, and then he would rather.
I don't want to get off on a Dave melt here. So
no, but I'm with you 100%. No, I am fully with you 100%.
Okay, back to brunch. Back to brunch.
I gave this match 2.25 for me.
So did I.
It's about right. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I'm excited to see what happens next with them for sure. Speaking of, the next match was Jade Cargill versus Asuka.
You're not gonna like me here, Jake.
I'd say this match was very quick. It was what it needed to be. I'm still surprised that she is as green as she is. I feel like there's been enough time for her to take training and get this, but I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, the match
I'll let you finish. Then I'm gonna go here.
No, I'm good.
Okay. You mentioned she seems awfully green.
Yeah.
There's 2 things. Having played sports my entire life and coached sports my entire life and done everything sporting my entire life, AEW must have done such irreparable damage to her. And
yeah, I get what you mean.
That's a major factor. I also think WWE made a big mistake not putting her in NXT first.
Yes.
Huge mistake. And she's not good. She looks great. She looks great, but she doesn't have, I don't know her, so I don't know, but she doesn't seem like she has the want to be a wrestler. She wants to be a movie star, which is fine. But I get 5 years. There's been little, she sells better. That's the only progress she's made in 5 years. I mean, I'm sure there's other things.
No, I mean,
but what I've noticed is there's not a lot of improvement.
No, because you can see it in every match.
Yeah.
There's a point where she gets lost. You know,
she memorizes everything perfectly.
Yep.
And then when there's something happens.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like she can't. Yeah, it's like she's got the script down, but she can't improvise. She can't think on her feet when she needs to.
I think it was a mistake. It was a big mistake not putting her in NXT.
I think that's the realist way. That's the realest way to speak about her. Like, yeah, if she could have used 6 months to a year in NXT, working consistently in the PC on TV there,
and then doing those tours that they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was it, the Coconut Loop or whatever they call it. Yeah. Yeah, where you're doing like Melbourne, Florida, and working. Yeah, I see Lexus, and it's funny, Lexus King, who has improved a lot. You see him every weekend. He's at one of those house shows at a high school gym or a boys and girls club.
If she was there,
yes, no, and there was a moment when she debuted initially where she was on NXT. She was up on that stage where Blake Monroe debuted, and you thought that was, and then they didn't, and and I think you're right. They're paying the price for it. She just needs more in-ring time that isn't on the full national scale or worldwide scale that she is on the main roster.
Where are you gonna do that?
NXT.
But too late now. You can't.
It's way too late now. No, you're right. And now, like, I mean, God, the match. I mean, Tiffany's great, but I mean, how well can Tiffany be like a ring general? She was an NIL talent.
Bianca's already suffered.
Yeah,
she had to carry. I'm not suffered. That's wrong.
No. Well, she lost.
But she was
a good portion of her.
She sacrificed part of her. Yeah.
No, she sacrificed what was like 8 months of her career.
Yeah.
No, you're right. And I mean, and they made it work with storylines with Naomi and stuff. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right that it's not been. Yeah. And you want her, and you could see what they see in her. That she has the potential to be a big star, but she just needs like.
I just don't know if it's wrestling or movies.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's wrestling. Unfortunately, I want.
I was thinking you were going to go against me on that one, but
no, honesty's honesty, man. I want it to be good, but it's not. Yeah, I try to be optimistic, but no.
Asuka tried, man. She tried,
did. And I feel like that's like we said before. At least that's why Asuka was in that match, to give her the best chance. And initially, it started off okay. There was just a point, like 3 or 4 minutes in, where you could just the deer in the headlights, and then they did what it did. And yeah. No, I said 1.5 for me on this one. I had
1.5 as well.
Yeah. No. So see, no. I was. Yep. No, we're in the same boat. Yeah.
I just hope something clicks. I hope something.
You really do, because like
I think it's too late.
Yeah, and I mean, you feel like with the people that she's like making connections with, like Cody and like Ricky Saints and CM Punk, like. They're giving her advice, like all the right pieces are in place. It's just not clicking. I don't know. Doesn't make a lot of sense. You don't want to say it's the want, but it seems like that's what it is. No, I think you're right.
You can kind of tell.
No, I get you. No, yeah. My dad was a soccer coach. He was a soccer coach here in Arizona from like 1980 to 2005, and in New Jersey 7 years before that. So. Yeah, no, I can fully get you on the coaching side of it, and that's some of that part. Like, it's you can have all the athletic talent and skill on the planet, but if you don't put the work into it, that's why coaches will always pick the player that's got the hustle.
Yeah, and I assume she's at the PC, but I don't know that, so we haven't seen any clips. Once in a while, but you think they throw those out there?
Well, I mean, I've seen clips like with from Natalia where she does stuff, and I've seen her working out there too. But like working out is as great as that is, that it's nothing can replace time in front of an audience, even if it's a small audience. And I feel like shouldn't have hurt her going into NXT, going in front of small audiences. She had just been wrestling in front of small audiences for 3 years in AEW, but is what it is. You hope she gets better. I'm very nervous for that match in New Jersey. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it will be. Speaking of interesting, first off, just gonna talk about this for a moment. The Punk Life promo on Friday was fun. You know, it was silly, but I thought it was great. You know, if you're gonna steal my shit, I'm gonna steal your shit. I enjoyed that. Plus, I always loved the Word Life theme song. I always thought it was a lot of fun.
This was interesting.
This match
it caught me a little bit off guard. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, the match was fine for what it was as it going on, but you know, you knew something was going to come up, and it was Seth and his crew coming out. I wasn't that surprised by it. I was just kind of surprised that they all the way it kind of came out, and they all came out with him. But
I'm going to interrupt you for a second, Jake.
Please do.
This match up until this point, when they came out, was actually good. The match was
so too.
The match was going really well. Like, I was enjoying it, and I'm like, okay, this is really good. And then I'm thinking in the back of my mind, I go, some stuff's got to happen. They just,
I think the crowd was
everything
it too.
And everything happened, and it went right downhill for me. But
I mean,
because it was a good match. It was everything was going pretty smooth. I thought it was great, and then all of a sudden,
it was old school. It was an old school wrestling match. You know, they were
absolutely.
They were going back and forth. There was a lot of give and take, and you know, there were times where it seemed like Punk could win, but you knew something was going to happen. You knew something was going to get involved, and I assumed it was going to be Seth. You know, for nothing else to screw Punk out, but Seth comes out, and then Charles Robinson does his best WrestleMania 24 impression and runs down until he gets absolutely leveled by John Cena.
I
love Charles Robinson so much.
When people cash in, do you like when they bring the ref with them?
Yes, if you're going to cash in, you have to bring that. That's why that was the part I was like, I wasn't sure what he was doing with that of it. Which he said, you know, on Raw, it was kind of more to screw Punk out of it, which at least made some sense within it. But yeah, if you're not bringing the ref out with you, that's why when Tiffany cashed in, when she's holding the ref's hand, they're running out with them. Like, yeah, no, absolutely. You've got to with it. I did think this was a fun visual though. Charles Robinson and his, you know, older man run. You know, he was trying to run, but you know, those knees don't bend as well 20 years later. You know?
Charles is a good man, same age as me.
He's the best, dude. I mean, how long has he been in the industry? He's still taking down the ring at the end of the night.
Looks the same too.
Yeah, seriously. He is just, man, I love the guy. Yeah, we had to include that shot for this match. I mean, that was the big spot of the match for me of it. But and then Cena with trying to getting involved with Rollins and giving him the AA, and you know, basically it all ending with you know, Cena walks out with the title. Punk doesn't get the win. Seth is mad. I thought it was fun, you know. Oh yeah, and then what was it? Penta came out and got involved with Braun, and so did
didn't like the fact that was the part didn't like the dancing when he came out. I made fun of Jeff Hardy for doing it, so I'm gonna make fun of Penta for doing it.
Yeah,
you're coming to save somebody, not do a dance, buddy.
Well, I don't know if he's coming to save somebody. He was just coming in to kind of be, you know, to piss off Braun, because that's where that feud's kind of going with it. But no, that was the part where the match lost me. I was fine with everything else, with all the involvement, with Seth being out there and all that. But yeah, I mean, I guess it set up the Raw main event, but it kind of, you know, that was the point where it was overbooked for me. I tapped out from that point. Like, you know, the match was, for me, everything was great up until that point. The match, I liked Seth coming out. I liked what they did there because they knew they were going to do something. But yeah, once Penta came out and Sammy came out, it was just like, all right. That felt like a very little WCW late 90s for me, of just like, throw him out there. But yeah, whatever. You know, it took away from the match for me a lot. Like I had it at a
2.5, then I went down to a 1.75.
Wow. So I had it at a 2.75 and went down to a 2.
Yeah, I went an extra quarter.
I mean, yeah, no. It
was too much for me. It was way too much for me. That's all.
Yeah, no, it was overbooked. It was overbooked. It was fun, but it was overbooked. But again, that's like what we went into from the start of it. Like, is that, you know, you're put on a big show for your big fan there in the Turk El Sheik. So, you know, if they were entertained, the crowd seemed to be very entertained. I will give this the Saudi crowd much more credit. Like,
yeah, they're nice.
They're getting better. They know what the storylines are. They sing the songs like that. And any of the problems that people have with Saudi, it's not you're gonna have a problem with the people of the nation. It's the leadership and whatever. So I at least give credit to them. And these shows are probably more entertaining for them as fans than they would be if it was like, the greatest Royal Rumble and all of those. But
yeah, they were a good crowd for most
they were.
part.
No. Yeah, and I noticed that, I don't know if it was the last Saudi show or the one before that, where I started to notice like, oh, hey, they're singing the songs. Like they're really getting more into it. Cause I mean, I'm sure they've seen the videos and everything and the shows from the European tours and stuff. So I mean, overall, I enjoyed the show, but it wasn't anything super special, but I didn't expect it to be.
Yeah. I enjoy it was a good afternoon of entertainment.
Yeah.
No, and then afterwards, I got to do more stuff, so it was cool.
Right? That's always nice when you get the show's over and you're like, oh shit, the sun's still out. I got things I can do today. You didn't lose your whole
nice.
Saturday.
I gave it a C.
I was gonna say B-. So we're
same,
right. Same boat. Yeah, no, it was fun, but for a brunch show, that was fine. I'm definitely much looking more forward to SummerSlam, but we will see what comes in for it for sure. But yeah, no, it was a fun show overall for Night of Champions that led us into the earlier Raw that was on from Monday when they in Pittsburgh. I thought when I first saw they were doing Raw earlier, I just assumed they were still in Saudi or something, or like somewhere on the way back. But they recorded it early so they could record SmackDown early so they could have the 4th of July off, which is something that never used to happen in this company. So it's pretty cool to see that they were doing that, but we are both trying to avoid spoilers as best we can. So if anybody's hearing this and knows any spoilers, do not spoil for us, please. The show started off with Rhea Ripley getting a massive pop as per usual. Like you said, she could have easily lost to Raquel at Night of Champions and it would have hurt her absolutely none. She is the most over female in the entire industry. And then she came out and Io Sky came out and kind of cut off Rhea a little bit, and they had a little exchange and set up a match for the title at Women's Evolution on July 13th, Evolution 2.
Yeah,
which makes a lot of sense. I mean, that's your marquee matchup. Rhea is obviously the biggest star in the company, and Io's probably the best bell-to-bell female wrestler in the company. So, and people really enjoy their matches, and Rhea has never beat Io in a one-on-one match in WWE, maybe ever, maybe outside of the company as well. So I'm excited for that match. I do think Rhea will probably win unless maybe somehow Liv and Raquel and Roxanne or something costs her, but I thought it was a good segment, good way to open up the show.
Yeah, I like how WWE once they announce something, like they announce a show and they stamp it with their, we actually announce it, and as opposed to somebody saying it. Once they get behind it, they start promoting and getting the matches going pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, think of it. I mean, Saturday night's main event is the night before, and most of those matches have been set. So yeah, no, they
added one yesterday though.
Rollins and Knight. Rollins and Knight, which is great because I was wondering, like, you could see that was leading to something, and knock it out. Here it is. Yep, and it makes perfect sense, and it also gives time for people. Hey, we've all been talking about it. Everybody knows it. The ticket prices are not out of control, but more expensive than normal, and they're pricing out. If you're going to be on the fence about going to a show, have the card announced so you know what's going to be on there. Getting people excited to go to the show. I mean, people love LA Night. That could easily be a
where's that at? Where's Saturday night's main event coming from?
Atlanta. Oh. Yeah, that's why that was the only reason why everybody knew the Goldberg match was going to be there, because it's Atlanta.
I forgot about that.
No, that's why we're a team, dude. Between the two of us, we can figure it out together. And then the first match was the Judgment Day versus New Day.
Interesting.
This
was interesting.
I mean, this was just it was, but I really
liked it. I liked it.
No, the match was great. I just think people were like, I saw a lot of people surprised that the Judgment Day got such a pop, and it's like, I'm not sure if the Judgment Day got the pop so much as New Day losing got the pop, but either way, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I think the New Day's better when they have, like, any heel group is going to be better when they have titles. It's just, I mean, you can call that like, the 4 horsemen principle. It just works better as a heel group because then they can hold up the belt and talk shit. And then they can sneak away with, cheap wins or get DQ'd or whatever.
Yeah, I can see Judgment Day being good.
That was,
JD McDonough doesn't seem like a heel at all.
No, the only
especially
reason
after coming back from being hurt the way he did. He's got fan sympathy and stuff, and Dom people love him, and Finn's Finn. I mean, no one gives a he's a great dude. No one,
And Finn has been a good baby face before, and he's been a cool baby face if he needs to. Like, no, the funny thing about JD McDonough is really the only negative thing people say is his head's big. They make fun of him for it, but you have to respect the guy. I mean, for coming back from the broken rib that he took, and never mind that was it was the 2023 War Games where he took the freaking RKO off the top.
I can see this being a babyface faction, no problem.
Yeah, no, I really could, especially if like either Roxanne stays here, like Roxanne and Liv, like one of them will turn the other way. If Liv stays a heel, or maybe Liv turns babyface or whatever with years. I feel like you have to break Liv and Dom up to make it a babyface just because they've been such a but we'll see. No,
they need a babyface faction. They're all heel factions now.
Yeah, I
don't think there is one.
Here's the other thing too. No, I don't think there is. You're trying to think like that. I mean, facts. No, you're probably right.
Faction wise, they're all heel.
No, you carry the one. No, they are all heels. No, it's just, and it could give the Judgment Day life again, because I thought the Judgment Day were. I honestly thought like Seth's group was going to be the main heel group of Raw, and they still can be. I thought that was going to kind of sunset the Judgment Day, but if that turns them babyface, then they can still be the Judgment Day. Actually, works really well.
I think they're more popular now,
right?
Than they've been. I like them. I never liked Judgment Day, to be honest with you. I never was a big fan.
I get you. I really, really liked the Rhea, Damian, Dom, Finn version. I thought that worked very, very well once that splintered. I'm surprised they've lasted as long as they have, but they continue to evolve, and if they evolve into a babyface faction, that's great.
I think that's where they're going. I really do.
I wouldn't be surprised. I didn't think of it before just because they've been such good heels, but it would actually make a lot of sense and it would work. No, it definitely would work.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no. The next match was the international affair, Rusev versus Sheamus. I feel like if this match was any stiffer, it would have been brought to you by Blue Chew.
Yeah,
they beat the crap out of each other.
If you don't see any highlights, you can guess what the match was, and you'd be 100% right.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously though, you're not wrong. Like I saw that with the match graphic, and I was just like my chest started hurting just looking at the oh god. And they beat the snot out of each other, and that's
everything you expected,
right? Well, I mean, they're two guys who wrestle stiff anyway, but then they're great friends, and all wrestlers say you beat your friends up more in the ring. Like this was, that's the only thing I can think of when I watch this match. Is the only way it was stiffer is if it was brought to you by Blue Chew. Jesus H. Now it's a fun match though. I enjoyed it.
100%.
I'm kind of surprised Rusev won, but not really. Like that's the other thing is like either person could have won because it's one of those things where you beat each other up. Someone's gonna lose. Yeah. No.
I wouldn't have actually minded a DQ on this one. I thought they were gonna get it. I thought they were gonna have it for a minute when they doing the double count out there for a minute.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have minded it. I wouldn't have minded a double DQ on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely, and I'm curious to see where it goes. I feel like it's one of those ones where it's like the old movies, the two guys beat each other up so much they just become friends, that kind of thing.
They'll end up being a tag team. Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Right, that's definitely where that has to go. I have to at least just show this because I thought this backstage segment was just fantastic.
The glasses,
with AJ and Dom when he got out the glasses.
I started laughing so hard, dude, because
so hard.
I was laughing real hard because I was 2 seconds before I couldn't. Okay. Truth be told, I was looking at my phone and I had my glasses on top of my head. I need reading glasses too. And then I couldn't find them. So I'm like, where are my reading glasses? And I saw AJ come out and I started cracking up. Then I laughed so hard, my reading glasses fell off the top of my head.
That's awesome.
It was very funny.
That's great. No, I mean that AJ's just one of those people that just like he knows how to make fun of himself. And then they do what's it says here, you're a jackass. Like it was just silly, but I couldn't not have this picture. I mean, good for them. I thought that was a lot of fun.
I wasn't expecting reading glasses at all, but
no, not at all.
It made my day. It made my night. It really did.
Yeah, I'm really glad I grabbed this picture because it popped me hard.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. That's really funny.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere, and I was just like, "What the? That was great. Thanks, guys." Like that was just a great backstage segment. We also had then Gunther come out and Rollins. They had a little promo, and then Rollins said some shit about Punk, and Punk came running out and beat the crap out of him again. Like I feel like that's the SummerSlam match is the two of them, like because they need to. I mean, they had the match at the first Raw, which was great for Netflix and everything, but like they need a pay-per-view match, or that would, SummerSlam would make sense if you're not going to wait till Mania, and I don't think they really need to.
No, they don't need to wait.
But it was fun. Yeah. Like the moment Rollins said that, where he's like, I'm not going to let Punk become world champion on my watch. It's like, oh, cue the music. Shh. Like, it came out.
The only thing I don't like about Rollins, they have Heyman. Why is Rollins doing all the talking?
I agree. I wholeheartly agree. Like, at least do it like with Roman, where like Heyman does most of it and then gives it over to, I don't know. But everything that I wanted about this when they made the turn, it's like, great, more serious Seth. Heyman will be on and it's like kind of serious-ish Seth. Yeah, it's just like they've got all the tools there, and I still think it's going to work, but it just, I don't know. It hasn't quite fully hit yet. And they need to name the group. Like, I do like them calling Heyman the Oracle versus the Wise Man. Like, that was a good move. Like,
the Buddha.
I just got the visual of Heyman, like,
Let that sink in for a minute.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, no, that sunk in pretty quick. All right, no, I'm in. I like it. And then the other great backstage segment that we got was
okay. Before you even get into this,
please,
was there any question in your mind that this was not Chad Gable?
No, there was no question in his mind. This wasn't Ludwig Kaiser.
I had no idea why people were saying, "Is that Chad?" I'm like, it's not even close. I mentioned it last night in the chat. First thing I said, that's not Gable. Yeah, and someone behind me goes, he's 2 feet taller. I'm like,
right. Well, especially too, and like I feel like they made it easy to spot in the sense because they had Gable in the same spot with American Made earlier in the show when he was in the sling, like he was where Jackie was. So like they had it in the same. Like, they're not trying to and like he didn't speak, and the way the look was, like it's obviously Ludwig Kaiser, and it's perfect. It's great. Like was El Germano Americano or
funny.
Whatever.
I thought it was great. The look on the guys. This is where the group, I actually appreciated them for a change, because normally I don't really like them that much, but their facial expressions, even here on the picture, are great.
The goof in the
Ivy
back.
I like Ivy. Best.
Rebecca, I like her. I really do think she's good. The boys are a little goofy, but they're definitely talented. But I don't know if they were ready to come up yet. But you're right. Like that's the other reason I like this. There was like 3 different versions of the picture I could grab, and I grabbed this one because of the looks on their faces.
Everybody, like, too, Jackie.
Jackie's more just like she's like, what? I'm sorry, what? Yeah, no. This segment was fantastic. I saw a lot of people saying that this wasn't the best Raw, and it wasn't. It was an okay Raw, which, I mean, makes sense when they were coming back from Saudi and filming 2 shows in the same night. Yeah. But this segment and there was some backstage gold in this show, and this was
good.
Yeah, no, this was part of it for sure. The main event, we had the kind of the fallout from the Night of Champions main event with Penta and Sammy versus Braun and Bronson. It's already heard the names. There's a lot of good stuff in this match. I just had to grab this picture too of Braun flying out and destroying Sammy before they went to commercial there. Braun is just insane. Like
Braun actually scares me a little bit.
He's right, just a little bit. You shouldn't be that good at this.
No, I mean, that, and so also the fact that he's very high strung in the ring. Like, I'm not sure how he is personally, but there are times in the match he's so high strung. I'm like, is he in control? You know what I mean? Is he in control of himself?
Yeah, I mean, well, I feel like that's a Steiner trait. Like they just have that.
Yeah,
like,
but you could tell with Rick and Scott that they were in control in the ring. He seems like he's just going crazy, but I know he's doing. That's what you're supposed to think, so that's good.
Right, exactly. That he's doing what he's supposed to. It's just, still just I can't. And I mean, I watched him in NXT, and we've watched him all the time, but just still the speed that he can get from that 0 to just, oh my god, no, this guy is the future of the business, and it's not even.
Yeah, it's fun
really
to watch.
Funny. Oh, he's great to watch. It's fun. And the match was good. The match was fun. Nothing special, but then, the aftermath where they start to beat everybody up and, the Heyman's group starts to tear people down. And then Jey Uso comes out and gets into and I'm assuming that him versus Bronson Reed is probably going to be a SummerSlam match, possibly a Saturday Night Main Event match. But then the show ended with the 3 baby faces all standing tall. That was good. It was a fine Raw. Nothing special, but I wasn't expecting much after the Saudi trip and then knowing they were filming SmackDown on the same night. But yeah, I enjoyed it overall.
The only thing that I noticed when the fight broke out, Jake, and a lot of guys can't do it anymore. A lot of guys can't throw punches, and Jay's are bad. But
yeah,
a lot of guys' punches are bad. That's just the way it is now.
It is, but I would rather them be bad punches than bad forearms.
Yeah.
Like if I have to choose, not that I want to, I'd rather them be working punches, like the good old, not everybody's going to have the Scott Hall punch, but somewhere in there.
Who's the guy that can throw a good punch now that I just mentioned the other day? I forgot. Damn it. Oh, he's on Raw now. Someone mentioned someone mentioned during the show too, and I can't remember who it was. No big deal. That's something people should all work on, though.
Yeah, no.
Remember how Flair used to train for it
with the string?
Hang the string. Yeah, it was tennis ball at first. Then he took the tennis ball off, and it was the string. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's what I remember. That's from the ESPN documentary?
Yeah,
where they did like cartoon parts of it and parts. That's a good documentary, man. Mm-hmm. That's the documentaries game. That's actually documentaries is what got me back into wrestling. I was out of it for a while, and it was during COVID. I had nothing to do, so I started watching documentaries and got down. I go down like rabbit holes of things, and so I was, somehow got into wrestling and I watched it as much as I could, and then start. Oh, well, what's on TV? And all of a sudden, I'm back into it full time. And
a good doc done the right way.
Yeah. Perfect. Oh man. Yeah. No, it's. They are pretty much my favorite. And I feel like the older I get, the more I just want to watch documentaries anymore anyway. So it's fine. I became my father. It's all right. He was a great man. It works. So no, it was a good Raw though. I enjoyed it. But yeah, that covers that too. Is there anything else you wanted to cover?
No, we're going to be doing the Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect King of the Ring from 1993 shortly. So
yeah,
look forward to that.
Yeah, no, that's Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect is 1993 King of the Ring.
Yeah, that's what I got written.
Perfect. That's what I've written down. Perfect. Yeah, no, well, we got there's a holiday coming up, so we should have some time to record, and we'll get that out pretty soon. We'll be back on Sunday Night Spaces. Stay tuned for times that we're doing for those. But yeah, please, everybody, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. We want to interact. We want to have more people interacting with
comments. Comments are very important.
Yeah, it shows, that helps the interaction. It just,
so we know what's going on.
Build the community. Yeah. Lets us know too. Like I said, lets us know what people liked, what they didn't like, it's all good. We're not going to be hurt from constructive criticism. We don't need to be praised. Don't hurt my feelings.
Exactly.
Yeah. We want to grow. We want to improve. We want this to be something that people enjoy and be something different in the space. So yeah. So stay tuned.
Subs are free.
Yeah, I was just going to say, when you share it with your friends, let them know. Just click the little subscribe. It will not cost them anything. Even if we do memberships one day, there will still be the free plan, and that will be where most of the stuff goes. We promise. We're not trying to, we're not trying to do anything crazy. We're just trying to have some fun. But thanks, everybody. We appreciate it, and we will catch you next time.